Live from Las Vegas, this is 13 Action News. Good morning, Las Vegas.
Breaking overnight, dozens injured as a floor collapses at a university party in South Carolina. The disaster caught on video the moment it happened. Plus, a first-of-its-kind event bringing together LGBTQ video game players right here in the Valley. How it's helping the community. And later, you might remember this video that caused an uproar online showing a woman leaving a toddler on a stranger's porch. Well, this morning, we're hearing from that woman why she's calling this whole thing a big misunderstanding. But first, check this out. You might have been woken up by that rain and lightning overnight. This is some video taken earlier this morning showing that lightning. It definitely woke me up for sure. I know you were saying it woke you up too.
Yeah, I've been up since 2 a.m.
Yeah,
I heard the rain and I could smell it. You know that like wet concrete smell?
Yeah,
I could smell that.
And look at those wild skies
It's
behind
awesome.
us. It looks so trippy. It's awesome.
It's really great.
Yeah.
And this should not really be a surprise, right?
No.
It was in the forecast.
If
We
you
knew
had
it was
listened,
coming.
if you had listened to Gina like you should have,
Yes.
you would know.
So yeah, we have some weather happening and the beautiful clouds out there. And what's really cool about this system is that it's moving fast. It's a quick moving system. Mount Charleston, you're really getting hit right now. Thunder, lightning, the whole deal where you are. Some downpours there. But because this is so fast moving, flooding is not going to be a major concern today. But you do have wet roads outside. The storms are moving from south to north. Embedded in the green, there you see the yellows and the oranges. That means some downpours, some good stuff happening right now. Pahrump moving through there right now. Mount Charleston moving through there as well. Las Vegas, we had it earlier. Maybe a few more hit or miss showers as we head through the remainder of the morning. And I do think the wet weather's going to subside as we head into the afternoon. But if you're traveling off into Utah, if you're traveling on I-15 today to the north and to the east, please be careful. We have some wet roads out there. So I'll let you know when the weather chances will end for rain and when the sunshine will return. That's all coming up within the hour. Tom?
Gene Cancelleri tracking it all for us. Thank you. We want to head over to some breaking news right now coming out of Taiwan. At least 22 people killed and 171 injured in a train derailment. This is a live look right now. You can see there that train was carrying 366 passengers. An American was among those injured. Right now, the cause of that derailment is still under investigation. And breaking overnight, 30 people injured after a floor collapsed during a party at an apartment complex in Clemson, South Carolina. Now, we want to warn you, this next video can be hard to watch. You can see the moment the people come crashing down, landing on top of each other. We're hearing the injuries are life-threatening. Police say the building's first floor collapsed onto the basement while the partygoers were dancing. Now, the property management of that clubhouse tells CNN that it was built back in 2004. And back here at home this morning, we're waiting to learn what charges, if any, a man will face after a tense standoff with SWAT. Now, this all unfolded in a neighborhood near Rainbow and Smoke Ranch yesterday. Police were called out to the Canyon Creek Villas complex at around 2. Police say a man barricaded himself inside an apartment after threatening a neighbor. People living there coming home to find out they couldn't get back in.
It's just frustrating that you know, you would want to do anything you can to get inside your house.
It is scary. I don't know, they won't let people go in the house. They won't, you know, you don't know what that man got going on.
Rainbow was closed for hours until that suspect was taken into custody. Well, early voting will continue today. Clark County officials say there was a record turnout for the first day yesterday. More than 30,000 voters turned out, making that the highest first day total ever for a midterm election. Early voting runs through November 2nd. More than 90 polling places are open at various times throughout our valley. And remember, there are no longer assigned polling places in Clark County, so that means you can go to any location regardless of where you live. Now, we have a link to those locations on our website at ktnv.com. Election Day is November 6th. And with early voting underway and Election Day getting closer, candidates are making their final push to get your vote. Former Vice President Joe Biden headlining a rally at the Culinary Union right here in Las Vegas yesterday, supporting Nevada Democrats and urging Nevadans to vote early this election year.
This election is literally bigger than politics.
Now, during the rally, Biden encouraging voters to shift power away from the Republicans. He criticized President Trump and the GOP for, quote, ripping the country's basic fundamental decency.
Ripping infants from their mother's arms at the borders. What are we doing? What have we become?
Now, the RNC responded with a statement reading in part, quote, Biden's rallying cries are sure to fall on deaf ears as Nevadans head out to the polls to defy history and turn Nevada completely red in November. And meanwhile, President Trump held a Make America Great Again up in Elko. At first, he mocked Biden's potential 2020 White House run, calling him 1% Joe. Now, that's a reference to Biden's low showing in earlier presidential runs. The president then talked about the continued work of the Republican Party. He said all the Democrats want is power, and they, quote, got this blue wave deal going.
Democrats are the party of crime. This will be the election of Kavanaugh, the caravan, law and order, tax cuts, and common sense. Democrats believe America.
President Trump listed a number of GOP candidates he says will prevail in the midterms, and that includes Senator Dean Heller. And tomorrow, former President Barack Obama will be in town hosting a rally at UNLV. He'll be highlighting Democratic candidates like Jackie Rosen, Steve Sisolak, and several others. It starts at noon. Tickets are required, but they are free. We have more information on those tickets at ktnv.com. Well, the Pride Festival will continue today over at Sunset Park. There will be more than 100 exhibits, food, and performers. That festival goes from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tickets are $15. And as Pride Week continues here in the Valley, a first-of-its-kind event bringing together LGBTQ video game players to the stage. 13 Action News reporter Austin Carter was there for the esports drag race and shows you how this event is helping the community.
Racing into the Luxor's Esports Arena, it's the Saturday Night Speedway Drag Race Edition, bringing together Las Vegas gamers.
G-A-Y-M-E-R, because we're clever.
In celebration of Las Vegas Pride Weekend, it's a special Mario Kart tournament, players battling it out on center stage. The event bringing dozens of locals out, like Tyler Winsat.
This gives a safe space for us all to be ourselves and be true to our queer selves.
Tyler created the Las Vegas Gamers a few years ago, wanting to make a home for those just like him.
A place to just be ourselves and not be afraid to be nerdy but be too gay, or to be gay but be too nerdy. And it's just a big group for all of us to come to.
And tonight, attendees say with the help of esports, there's lots of love that will last well after Pride Weekend.
It's mainly just a sense of community and bringing a underrepresented part of the video game community together.
And this location is the first dedicated esports entertainment area on the Las Vegas Strip, so this is really a big win for the Las Vegas gamer community and esports across the country. Reporting in the Luxor, Austin Carter, 13 Action News.
And the Vegas Golden Knights will be practicing this morning at 11:30 at City National Arena. Last night, they defeated the Anaheim Ducks right here at home. The final score there, 3-1. It was the second game of a 5-game homestand. And the World Series matchup now all set this morning. The LA Dodgers taking on the Boston Red Sox. Last night, the Dodgers won their must-win Game 7, ending the Milwaukee Brewers season. Final score of that game, 5-1. The Red Sox had been waiting since Thursday to see who they would play after they defeated the Houston Astros. Game 1 will be on Tuesday up in Boston. Good morning, everyone. Well, coming up...
I just feel destroyed. Because I love kids. Y'all making me look bad.
The woman you see there in this video leaving a child in a front porch and taking off. Now she's sharing her side of the story. Why she says it was all just a misunderstanding. Plus, if you need a new phone and prices are a turnoff, well, Contact 13 is here to help. A look at some new payment plans some carriers are starting so you don't waste your money.
I'm meteorologist Gina Cancelleri, and we're waking up to a wet Sunday. We still have storms moving through the area. I'll let you know when the storm should end in your full 7-day forecast. That's coming up after the break.
Well, check out those cool clouds there. The sky is just beautiful. A rainy start to our day. This is some time-lapse video showing those clouds rolling by this morning. Want to head on over to 13 First Alert meteorologist Gina Cancelleri. You see the clouds rolling by. You see the green Doppler behind you. It's really exciting to see this morning.
Yeah, there's a lot happening here. And you saw how fast the clouds were moving too. These are fast-moving storms, which is great. It will not allow for a lot of flooding. So that's some good news there. We could always use the rain, and it's here. Right now, Las Vegas proper sort of drying out for the moment. And Mount Charleston, you're getting nailed. Embedded in the green are shades of yellow and orange, and that means some downpours. So don't be surprised if you get a whole lot of rain all at once and then it sort of fades away a little bit. Lighter shades of green mean light rain. So there it is, Boulder City drying out now. But as I said, these are fast moving storms moving from the south to the north at about 20 miles per hour. Here's a bigger look at the entire system. Everything, as I said, is moving off to the north and to the northeast. It's all an area of low pressure that really is unstable and allowing for all of this activity to happen. We did have lightning earlier, we had thunder earlier, and we still may see some of that off to the north and off to the east as the system continues to pull out. It will allow for moisture to stick around for the latter half of the day in the form of some clouds. I don't know that we're going to see much wet weather once this continues to pull off today, but it'll still leave our environment unstable. So possibly tomorrow we have the chance for a few isolated showers, but I think the majority of it is now starting to end. Here's a live look outside from the stratosphere off to the top there, Valley View, right on top of our roof here, and from the Mandalay Bay camera. Roads are wet outside, so you're starting off your morning, your grass is wet, your driveway's wet, it's all wet. We all had rain moving through in the overnight hours. Perhaps you heard it. Here's a look right now from the stratosphere camera. Temperature right now, 65 degrees. It's a nice start temperature-wise. It feels good outside. The humidity 75%, allowing for the wet weather and clouds to kind of hang around. So here's the forecast as we head through the day today. Your weather planner takes you from 9 a.m. all the way through 6 p.m. Some clouds, still some lingering showers around, some embedded heavier rain. 65 degrees at 9 a.m. As we head through noon, the clouds are sticking around. Temperature at that time in the low 70s. High temperature this time of year should be in the upper 70s. So with the rain and the clouds, we're going to be a little below that. 3 o'clock, 74 degrees. By 6 p.m., I still think some clouds are going to hang around, 73 degrees, and the wet weather should be over with. But then as we head back into Monday, there's still a chance that storms may come back. Most likely, if you didn't see it today, you will maybe see it tomorrow. As we head into Tuesday, things will start to clear out. Wednesday through Friday of next week, it's sunny and high temperatures in the low 80s. Tom?
All right, thanks, Gina. Well, new this morning, an update to a story that outraged many people online. A woman seen on camera leaving a toddler on a stranger's front porch. Well, that woman is now sharing her side of the story. Reporter Shelley Childers tells us why she says it was all just a misunderstanding.
From her perspective, Kiera Wood says she was just trying to help out a friend and she never left this little boy in danger.
I just feel destroyed. I just feel destroyed because I love kids. Y'all making me look bad.
She's now under investigation for child abandonment. This is the full video given to us by the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. From the time she walks up to the porch, rings the doorbell, knocks, and then runs to her car is about 20 seconds. She spent 8 seconds waiting on that porch for someone to answer.
I never ran off and just left him there without even seeing if somebody came to the door. The lady was halfway to the door.
This is the woman who answered the door. She tells us it is easy to see through her front glass window, and she corroborated the clothing Kiera said she was wearing. Although Kiera took off so fast, this woman said she never even saw her at the door.
And the only reason why I started running is because it was chilly outside, and I didn't have no sweater on, as you can see on the video.
The entire ordeal unfolded Wednesday night when the little boy's mother asked Kiera to drop her son off at his father's house while she waited at a corner store. Did you ever ask your friend, why am I doing this? Why aren't you just staying in the car with me, helping me get to the right house?
She told me, she said, friend, I need you to do me a favor. I can't drop my son off at my baby daddy's house because his wife has a restraining order on me.
Turns out Kiera got the wrong house directly next door to the father's home, and he wasn't even at home at the time of the drop-off. Telling Eyewitness News, this mother never informed him the little boy was coming over.
At the end of the day, y'all are just trying to blame me, but it was really the mother's fault. I'm just an innocent bystander.
Just a bizarre story. That was Shelley Childers reporting. Well, straight ahead, if you're looking for something cool to try out with your kids, meet Sid the Science Kid, the new exhibit to get them excited about learning. We're watching Good Morning Las Vegas. We'll be right back on this rainy Sunday morning. All right, welcome back. We got, well, if you're looking for something fun to do with the kids on this rainy day, right?
Oh, do we have it? Yes.
There's a new exhibit at Discovery Children's Museum. So it's called Sid the Science Kid, and we have Brianna Leighton to tell us all about it. And of course, Sid the Science Kid right here. Got quite the squad here this morning. Thank you guys for being here this morning.
Of course, of course. Thank you for having us.
Awesome. So this is his debut here at the new exhibit, right?
Yes.
Oh, welcome,
yes,
Sid.
Yes.
We just adore you.
Yeah, and the exhibit itself is actually set up to look exactly like the sets that are in the actual show. So it's pretty interesting. You can actually go into his room, into the main part of his house, his kitchen. You can cook breakfast with his family, and then you can go into the Super Fab lab and the playground at his school, and you get to really interact with all of the different aspects and sets that you would work with if you were actually inside of the world of the show.
So this is a big setup.
Yeah, it's a pretty big setup. It's not the biggest of our exhibit, but it's the mid-range size, and it has a lot packed into it.
It sounds like it.
Yeah. And it's a big, well, in my day it was Bill Nye the Science Guy and Magic School Bus, so it was like Sid kind of popular with like kids now for sure.
Yes, it is quite popular. It's a show that was on PBS, I think, for 4 years or 5 years. So it's quite popular. It also has won a couple awards and everything, and it was made by the Jim Henson Company. It's a really interesting exhibit, and it actually goes along with all of the curricula that you would learn for preschoolers.
Oh, it's
so it has the actual
Yeah,
preschool curricula that's integrated with it, and it's really interesting to watch.
And they're like sponges at that age. They learn anything.
Exactly.
Well, so let's get right to it.
Yes.
This science experiment here.
Yep, so what I have here, I mixed a little bit of blue food dye in, but this is polyvinyl alcohol, which is basically like a liquid plastic. And inside of the polyvinyl alcohol, the way that the molecules are set up, they're kind of like little links, but they're not yet integrated together. So what I have over here is sodium borate, which is basically a salt solution mixed with borax that you would use like for laundry. And so when I mix the two together, I'm actually going to start.
Oh, this is like the
my
highlight of my kids' day.
Yes.
Watching you do this. Will you please bring that home, Mommy?
Yeah, you can actually, there are a lot of different recipes for what I'm going to be making that are a little bit, borax of course is a little bit toxic if you have prolonged exposure to it.
Yeah, we don't want that.
So you always want to be careful, but you can even see it's immediately started to kind of congeal.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh wow, look
So
at that. That's
the
like
more-
fast.
Yeah, the more you mix it and the more you work with it, the more slimy it becomes.
Oh wow.
But there are other recipes that you can find online that you can do with your children that will use like clear glue, just normal clear glue, and you can mix that with contact solution actually, and that can also help to make slime. Yes, exactly.
I think we've done that.
So this slime is, of course, it's not going to immediately harm you, but you don't want to ingest it, definitely.
Are you going to be there doing these experiments with the kids?
We do have experiments. We have experiments all throughout the museum that we'll do, especially up in Patents Pending. But we're currently figuring out a couple programs that we might be doing in Sid the Science Kid.
And will Sid be there?
Sid
We need
is
Sid.
there
We need Sid,
every
yes.
day.
Oh.
Every single day we
All
have
right.
at least one Sid appearance.
Every day until
So,
January, right?
Yep,
Yes.
January 21st is when this exhibit closes up.
right.
But
So there's time.
so it'll
Yeah.
be there for quite a while.
Right, let's give us one last look at the slime, the finished product here before we go.
It's really a pretty
Yeah,
blue color.
it's really a good, it's like,
Yeah?
look at how
There.
fast
Oh,
that
it's
thing came together,
Halloween-y.
yes.
I mean, it's everything.
Yeah, so just one of the experiences you'll be able to see up until January. So be sure and check them out at the Children's Museum. All right, thank you guys for being here this morning.
Thank you, of
All right,
course.
we'll be right back after the break. From Contact 13 now, a hack exposing personal information of tens of thousands of people who use healthcare.gov. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services say 75,000 people were affected. They applied for health coverage through the direct enrollment pathway. The good news, all of those accounts were deactivated and pathway is disabled. Open enrollment won't be impacted when it starts next month. Well, pre-orders just opened for the new iPhone XR, but that price tag, it can be a turnoff. Well, there's a new payment program that can help. T-Mobile just started it. How it works is you pay off the phone over 3 years, and it's not just iPhones. You can also use that program to get a new Samsung phone too, and you can also combine that payment plan with other offers like a trade-in. And AT&T has its own version of this. It's called Next, and you can use it for any device. Both of those companies make you qualify for their payment plan. Verizon's payment plans only go for 2 years, and Sprint also has several plans. Well, Good Morning Las Vegas, still ahead this morning. We're uncovering the psychology behind those haunted houses and how they get you so spooked. You're watching Good Morning Las Vegas. Join us for our next half hour.
Now, live from Las Vegas, this is 13 Action News, Good Morning Las Vegas.
This is such a big deal for me.
This morning, comedian Amy Schumer taking aim at the NFL, why she's refusing to appear in any Super Bowl commercials. Plus, why a new report says Las Vegas gives you the best value for money. And later,
I have tried smoking the bud. They've got vaporizers, edibles.
we take you aboard a tour bus that takes seniors to a marijuana dispensary every month. Good morning, Las Vegas. I'm Tom George. It has been a rainy start to this Sunday, and meteorologist Gina Cancelleri has been tracking it all for us. I can still see some stuff on the Doppler, right?
Oh yeah, there's still rain moving through, and look at all the clouds. It's really something to see. If you haven't been outside yet, if you haven't looked outside yet, it's wet. Grass is wet, driveways are wet, the whole deal. Everything is wet. Roads are wet. So if you're headed out this morning, give yourself a little extra time, thanks to all this rain. It continues to move from the south to the north. Mount Charleston still getting hit. There you see it there, some lightning, some thunder associated with this stuff too. There was a report of hail earlier around 1 o'clock in the morning at Searchlight, thanks to the system that's moving through the valley. It's moving pretty quickly, which is great news. We don't expect to see flooding from the system. However, it's allowing our environment to stay unstable. So that means that we still have some showers moving through the area, and there's a possibility we may have some more tomorrow. I will detail your full forecast coming up later on. Tom?
Sounds good. Thanks, Gina. Well, right now the search continues for a suspect who shot and killed a police officer in Georgia. Police say it happened after Officer Antoine Tony responded to a call of a suspicious car near a middle school. Tony was approaching the car when 18-year-old Tafari Maynard shot at him from inside his car and hit him. The suspect drove away and crashed about a mile away. Other people were also in the car and they ran off too. One person in that car has been arrested. And this morning, new developments in that desperate search for a missing 13-year-old girl from Wisconsin. Investigators revealing chilling details about the 911 call made from Denise Kloss's phone inside the home where authorities say she and her husband James were shot to death. Their 13-year-old daughter Jamie abducted. Just before 1 a.m. Monday, a police log showing the dispatcher could only hear yelling in the background and was unable to get that caller back on the line. When they tried calling back, the landline at that residence had been disconnected. Suspicion sent officers racing to that house. They arrived just 4 minutes later to find the front door kicked in and a grisly scene inside.
Her parents died from gunshot wounds. That's why we were ruling this a homicide. There was no gun found on the scene.
Now, authorities say Jamie was home when her parents were shot to death. That teen has now been missing for 7 days, and she is believed to be in danger. Volunteers and search teams continue to look for her. Well, now to an update to that crisis on the border. The Honduran Foreign Ministry says that 2,000 people in the migrant caravan have now returned to Honduras from the Guatemala-Mexico border. They say in addition, 400 more Hondurans in the migrant caravan will be on their way back. Honduras' president also promised to those who return that they will be offered jobs and other types of aid upon their arrival. Well, Amy Schumer is sidelining her jokes and getting serious. The comedian saying she won't profit by appearing in any Super Bowl commercials this year as she takes aim at the NFL. Eva Pilgrim tells us why she's taking that action against the NFL.
This is such a big deal for me. She's one of Hollywood's boldest personalities. I don't know if you guys know this, but this past year, I've gotten very rich, famous, and humble. Comedian Amy Schumer sharing scenes with superstars like Goldie Hawn and LeBron James. The actress appearing with Seth Rogen in a 2016 Bud Light Super Bowl commercial. Now, the comedy queen campaigning for a different cause. On Friday, Trainwreck's powerhouse performer taking aim at the NFL and its treatment of former 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick, posting this message to Instagram. I personally told my reps I wouldn't do a Super Bowl commercial this year, adding, hitting the NFL with the advertisers is the only way to really hurt them. Stand up for your brothers and sisters of color. Kaepernick kicking off a national debate when he refused to stand during the national anthem, taking a knee to protest police brutality. The athlete, who's been unsigned since 2017, returning to the spotlight in September as the face of Nike's 30th anniversary campaign.
Believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything.
Now Schumer standing in solidarity with another member of Hollywood royalty. Singer Rihanna reportedly turning down an offer to headline the 53rd annual Super Bowl halftime show.
When someone gets to be a halftime performer, singing the Star Spangled Banner and all of those commercials, you are getting one of the biggest audiences on television.
The pair leading what could turn into a celebrity boycott. Schumer calling on a band rumored to be the 2019 halftime show headliners to join them, saying, I think it would be cool if Maroon 5 backed out of the Super Bowl like Bad Gal Riri did.
And this morning, another growing lottery jackpot, the Powerball, could reach more than $620 million. That's because nobody won last night's drawing, and the next chance to win is Wednesday. And if $620 million isn't enough for you, there's still that $1.6 billion with a B, a lot of money, Mega Millions jackpot also up for grabs. That drawing for that jackpot is on Tuesday, so you might have some time to head down to Primm or maybe even Arizona to grab your chance at that money. Well, we know that Las Vegas has one of the hottest rental markets in the country, but if you're looking for some more space for your money, you're in the right place. That's according to HotPads, a division of Zillow. Las Vegas is the top spot in the country for budget-minded renters who need some room to move. 13 Action News anchor Carla Wade has more on some rental deals.
Size matters, even in real estate, whether it's square footage or the size of the check you write to your landlord on the first of the month.
The push comes to shove between space and money. Renters are choosing money, but for a lot of people, space is important.
In fact, according to HotPads, a whopping 82% of renters say price is the top priority. But a significant number, 42%, say finding the right size rental is extremely important. In Las Vegas, the median rental is just over 1,500 square feet. The typical rental costs just 91 cents per square foot, which is 25% less than the national median. A lot of the available rentals are single-family homes.
One of the things is that you can actually get in a single-family home right now for less money than you can in an apartment and get an average of 20-25% bigger space and a backyard and a garage.
For families who are renting, they need space, but it's not just families. Space also attracts kind of the whole kind of creative group of folks, things like artists and musicians.
And location matters too.
So your Summerlin, your Green Valley, your Anthem, certain places like that, the price per square foot for rentals are certainly going to be as more.
Carla Wade, 13 Action News.
All right, well, it is haunted house season, so we tried to find out how those haunted house creators get into our heads. A big theme they use, making you feel trapped. Those narrow hallways definitely make it seem that way. Researchers say humans especially need that extra space when they're standing. And people tend to feel safer when they see a threat but aren't seen. And that all changes, of course, in those spooky houses. They can always see you and hide between corners and turns. And of course, hearing those spooky, weird sounds but not knowing where they're coming from, that's another tactic. Even if we can't see a threat, our mind assumes that there is one, and that forces us to be on guard. And on our website, we have a list of the 13 most haunted places right here in Las Vegas. Just heading over to ktnv.com to check them out. Well, straight ahead, it's a monthly tour bus that takes seniors to a pot dispensary. As the marijuana industry grows, we're checking out how it's catering to baby boomers.
I'm meteorologist Gina Cancelleri, and if you have not looked outside yet, there is a whole lot to see. We have clouds out there still. We had wet weather moving through the valley overnight. Maybe you heard it. We'll take a look at the radar and your full forecast coming up after the break.
I have tried smoking the bud. They've got vaporizers, edibles.
Smoking the bud. Well, new research shows more older Americans are using cannabis. This morning, Chris Welch on a bus that takes seniors to the dispensary for free. And he found out a big part of the whole thing is education.
Once a month, a luxury coach pulls up to this gated community in Orange County.
Oh, can you get my walker underneath? Yeah.
The passengers? All seniors.
All right, everybody.
The destination?
Again, we'll be taking off in just a couple minutes, okay?
A marijuana dispensary.
We just wanted to check it out.
Some are first-timers.
You're hoping to get off pain pills? Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Others, frequent riders.
I have tried smoking the bud. They've got vaporizers, edibles. People need to realize we're not a bunch of crazy people. We just want help from our pain.
Seniors make up a growing customer base for pot shops, and places like Bud and Bloom know full well what they're doing by offering the bus service for free.
This is it? You gotta be kidding me. I thought it'd be a big supermarket.
The newbies, like Arthur Greenspan, start in here, a room in the back for finger foods and a class on cannabis.
For them, education is huge as far as like providing them with cannabis and parts of the plant that's not going to get them high. You
I
put
think
it
that
underneath your tongue? Yeah.
And you start to fly? No.
All right.
But returning customers like Sandy Sofer
Ooh, that's got an odd smell.
make a beeline to the bud.
This is a sativa. It is good if you want to stay awake during the day, you want to do your laundry, you want a little lift, you have pain, but you want to function.
Her only regret? The fact that her 99-year-old father won't give it a try as well.
Because of the stigma, and if the neighbors know, what will the neighbors think?
A stigma she shed long ago.
Alex is, this man knows what I like.
Reporting in Santa Ana, California, I'm Chris Welch.
This is the third time that we've run that story, and
great.
Sandy still gets me every time.
Yeah,
like
she's
it.
great.
Yeah.
She's doing the bud.
It's just like her buzzkill 99-year-old dad, though. Just has to ruin her buzz, though.
It's all right. I understand.
Yeah. Well, moving on now. Police in Oregon are sniffing around for clues after someone stole a 50-pound nose from a family's porch. This is not a joke.
That was mine earlier.
I know,
Don't swipe
yeah.
it. Swipe or no swiping.
Right. It may seem like a laughing matter, but the family says it's not.
It's not.
It's not. They've put signs up around the neighborhood in an attempt to figure out who took that unique Halloween decoration.
They're going to find it.
Yeah.
They're going to sniff it out and find it.
Yeah.
I know. I'm good with these puns.
It's like, well, Portland, though, it's like that's probably the only crime they have going on there.
Which is great.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
It's a good problem to have.
I agree.
For sure. Yeah.
All right, here's something else that's very nice. A group of officers in Clearwater, Florida recently put a new spin on the old donut stereotype. They donated dozens of donuts to the homeless after the treats were stolen from a Krispy Kreme shop 200 miles away. Police tracked down the stolen vehicle that carried the donuts all the way from another city. The store manager said they could keep the donuts, but the officers decided to share. They donated most of them to a nightly homeless feeding operation near their police station. Isn't that great? Good news is so wonderful to hear.
That was so sweet of them.
Oh,
to do that.
getting on the pun train.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right.
Speaking of trains, we have like a train of weather that just kind
Train
of
of rain moving
a train
through,
of rain.
yeah.
Oh, and we're rhyming today.
Yeah,
we're doing
rhyming,
puns. We're doing
we're killing
all of
it,
it.
yeah.
We are. All right. There's a lot of cool weather to talk about. Starting with a look outside. All of these clouds brought us weather earlier. They're moving quickly. They're flying through, actually, at about 25 miles per hour from the south to the north. But here's three different vantage points. One from the stratosphere at the top, Valley View at the bottom, and Mandalay Bay off to the side. It's a beautiful start, an interesting start to what will be a pretty decent day. We're all waking up to wet weather. The roads are wet, and it's all thanks to wet weather moving through the valley from the south to the north. Mount Charleston, you're still seeing a lot of decent rain falling at this hour. Everyone else, the rain is kind of fading away. You may see still a few isolated showers as we head through the remainder of the morning. I do think by the afternoon, everything should dry out a little bit, but that doesn't mean the rain chances are over. The entire system now pulling itself off to the north and to the east, moving through Cedar City. So if you're driving on the 15, the roads are wet, not only there, but also in the valley and even down to the south. Still a few showers popping up here and there. It's possible you may see one if you're driving off to the east or to the west. Don't rule it out. This system will continue to sort of sit, swirl, and turn as we head through the day today, leaving clouds behind in the valley, and that will leave some unstable air around as well. This will linger into tomorrow. The system will not be as big or as powerful tomorrow, but there still will be the possibility for some wet weather around different neighborhoods tomorrow. Here's the storm outlook for today, though. So if you're driving around trying to find that Mega Millions lottery ticket, be aware the roads are wet down to the south, north, east, and west. There it is. This is all the green areas highlighted where we could still see a few potential storms throughout the day. So here is your 13-hour forecast back home in Las Vegas. Temperature around 9 a.m., 63 degrees. As we head into the noon hour, most of the rain will stop. We will still have some clouds. Temperatures slightly cooler today than they were yesterday thanks to the rain and thanks to the clouds. Expecting a high in the upper 70s as opposed to the low 80s, which we saw yesterday. Then as we move through the night tonight, I think clouds are coming back into the picture. And as we wake up tomorrow morning, the possibility of seeing some wet weather. So here's the futurecast, and it does show tomorrow morning the clouds hanging around a little bit, some wet weather hanging around. Then as we move into Tuesday and Wednesday, we are drying out, sunshine is coming back, and temperatures will be a little bit above average. We should be at 79 degrees this time of year. We're talking 80s as we head into the end of the week. But still keep in mind there is a storm chance as we head through Monday. Be aware of that, and then we will dry out and warm up as we head into the end of the week. Tom?
80s looking perfect later in the week. Thanks, Gina. Well, all of our local PTs will be saluting our military service members this upcoming Veterans Day. The Tavern is planning to offer an all-day happy hour for active duty and retired military. Just show a valid military ID and you'll get half off drinks and food discounts. We'll be right back with a final check of your first alert forecast. You're watching 13 Action News, where we bring you breaking news fast and first. Stay with us.
There it is. There's the radar. It
Still
does
going
show.
strong, yeah.
So then look over Green Valley, Henderson. You guys are getting some rain right now. Mount Charleston getting the rain too. All of this stuff is moving quickly, which is nice, from south to north. But it is dumping a nice amount of rain. So we were waking up to wet roads. We're waking up to wet lawns, the whole deal. And maybe you heard it. There was thunder earlier. I heard that.
Yeah.
There was lightning too. Really cool lightning, cloud-to-cloud lightning in some spots. So the entire system is moving off to the northeast. There you see it approaching Cedar City, and it will continue to do so as we head through the day today. So that means that, yes, storms are here. They're early, and they should be ending by the afternoon. High temperature slightly cooler than yesterday. Yesterday we hit the low 80s. Today we're talking upper 70s. The storm chance will continue tomorrow. It's possible. Not everybody's going to see rain tomorrow, but it's possible that you will see a shower. Then the rest of the week
Looking
is
beautiful, yeah.
easy. It's dry, no wind. We're talking sunshine. Temperatures warming up too, up into the lower 80s.
So some light at the end of the tunnel, but in the meantime, it is nice because we did need the rain, and we got quite a show though. I'm sure. I think we have that video though. Look at that! Wow,
this was awesome. This was like at what time? 5 a.m. I think, 4 a.m.
Yeah, because we heard it in here, like we could hear the noise.
Yeah, during the newscast earlier, it was thunder.
Hour.
Yeah, thunder and lightning, and there it is. And the lightning's it's strong and it's dangerous. So when this happens, you want to be inside. So I'm glad we were inside.
All
we
right.
were just some smart people.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, thanks for making us a part of your day. Remember, we're always on at ktmv.com. Thanks for watching, everyone.